Okay, look at the screen. The Korean market closed flat. On the surface, it's just noise, right? The index itself tells you absolutely nothing. But underneath all that chaos, the capital flows are screaming a powerful signal, one that's about to ripple right into the US Open.
Now take a good look at this number. Forget everything else. This is the only number that truly matters from the entire session.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to break down exactly why that number is so incredibly critical. So here's the conclusion right up front. Ignore Samsung's slightly down close. That's a head fake. The real signal is a massive $561 million surge into a key supply chain node, and that is going to define tonight's U.S. semiconductor trade. First things first, we follow the money. A huge capital reallocation happened in just a single session, and believe me, it points directly to the target. Let's break down this flow because it's beautiful. Foreign capital performed a surgical strike. They sold roughly $423 million worth of Samsung electronics, and at the same time, they bought $468 million of SK Hynix. Now, what's so telling here is this isn't some broad bet on semiconductors. No, this is a sniper shot. It's a direct vote for the undisputed leader in high bandwidth memory, or HBM, which, as you know, is the critical memory that fuels AI performance. And this picture right here perfectly illustrates the why. You see, this capital rotation is a direct proxy for accelerating AI data center spending. The market is pricing in SK Hynix's complete dominance in supplying HBM for NVIDIA's accelerators. It's simple, really. The money is just following the technology. Okay, now let's see how this all builds into the core of our thesis. This is the canary signal. This is the data point that the mass media completely, and I mean completely, missed. So we run our canary protocol. We're looking for that outsized move in a key upstream supplier that predicts where the whole sector's headed. And while the main index was dead flat, Jusung Engineering, a strategic tech partner, lit up like a Christmas tree. Look, a move of plus 29.97% isn't just price action, it's a confirmation. It tells us that tool orders for the next generation HBM4 are accelerating way beyond what anyone expected. Now let's pivot. We're going to look at a confirming macro factor that adds a ton of conviction to this whole thing. There was a major dislocation in the energy market, and it validates our entire view. Just look at this divergence. It's a 15-point inversion between WTI and Brent crude. So while WTI, that's U.S. inventory, surged almost 6%, Brent, which prices global seaborne crude, dropped over 9%. Come on, this is not a simple supply issue. This is a risk premium reversal. And here's the crucial point. If this were a true risk-off event where everyone's running for the hills, gold would have rallied. But it didn't. Instead, gold fell negative 1.32% as the dollar index rose. You see? This completely falsifies the whole risk-off story. The data confirms we're in a dollar liquidity demand regime, and that sets the perfect macro backdrop for our trade. So we've got the macro signal from the semiconductor supply chain, and we've got the macro confirmation from the energy markets. So the big question is, what does this all mean for the US Open? This is the U.S. propagation vector. We're translating the signal from Seoul directly to New York. That signal from Jusung Engineering, the upstream alpha, it transmits directly to its U.S. counterparts. That demand confirmation for advanced process tools directly implicates Applied Materials, Lam Research, and KLA Corp. The U.S. market has not priced this in yet. Remember, do not trade the headline, trade the supply chain. All right, analysis complete. We're now shifting to execution. The entire thesis, everything we've talked about, pivots on one critical level in NASDAQ futures. This is the number that matters now, 26,461. This is our line in the sand. It's the pivot between propagation and invalidation. Entry: maintain all AI hardware exposure above 26,461. Exit: if 26,461 breaks, you reduce exposure by half. Full cut at 26,271. Invalidation: cancel all long positions if the 10-year yield breaches 4.30%. Stand by for your final execution checklist. You need to verify these points before the market opens. Confirm NQM26 holds the pivot. Watch that the US 10Y stays below the invalidation level. Monitor the DXY for any breach above 98.5. Invalidate if the SOX index starts to diverge lower from the NASDAQ.
and verify the VIX remains below the 20.0 threshold.
Log the result at 7:30 Eastern, no exceptions. If you want the Asia close before New York opens, subscribe and I'll see you here.